Hi everyone, I started my radiology class today, which is pretty exciting. I'm probably not going to have as much free time to update you guys with how basic went and how my training is going right now, but since I have some free time, I'm going to tell you guys how white phase went. Like I mentioned in the last video, white phase is typically started in week 4 and it goes to week, I want to say 6 or 7. We didn't switch over to blue phase until I think it was week 7.5. We switched over late, and like I said, it's because we were undisciplined most of the time. So if your company is good, you can switch over earlier. I know that Charlie Company, I believe they were the company behind us, they switched over early to blue phase, or to white phase, I'm sorry. So it just depends on your company. So I want to talk about a couple things that I left out in the last video. As far as mail goes, okay, so I was concerned about mail, like I didn't know how this whole system was going to work. So during reception, you could be there for, anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks. So it just depends. I wouldn't suggest writing your family while you're there. They know that you're away, you've gone away, they're not going to hear from you for a couple days. You'll be fine. I think that they allow you to write them, but you don't really want to put a return address on there because then, if the letter gets there and you're not there anymore, it's just like too bad. They're not going to distribute the mail. They're not going to give it to you at BCT. They're just probably going to toss it or do whatever they do with it. So when you get to your company at BCT, they will give you a paper that has your address on it. And they gave us, I believe it was the day we arrived there, they gave us a paper that had our address, and they informed us to send it out within the next couple days. They make sure that you write your family. At first, it's hard. It's kind of impossible. They do that on purpose to make, they keep you busy constantly, so you don't really have any free time. But I believe after the first week, it gets more and more lenient, especially Sundays. Those are, I wouldn't call them free days, but Sunday, people can attend church. They have a whole bunch of different church services. They also make you do barracks maintenance. You can't just lounge around on your bed. You're not even allowed to sit on your bed until you're released for the day, which is usually around 1900, 2000, just depends on your company as well. But so Sunday you can write a lot of letters home if your company or if your platoon sergeant allows you to, your drill sergeant. I know we were allowed to, but the other platoons were not allowed to write on Sundays. Like that had to be handled in their free time. During the week, or Sundays if they were done with barracks maintenance and whatnot. You can receive packages. Well, we could receive packages. I would suggest just kind of feeling things out at first. I wouldn't ask too many questions, but we were allowed to receive packages, and of course the drill sergeants would check what was in the package because you can't have contraband. You're not allowed to have tweezers, females. It's gonna suck. You're gonna feel very low. You're gonna feel unattractive, but it doesn't matter because you're not there to talk to the guys. You are there solely to be a soldier and learn to get your training out of the way. And you're not even allowed to talk to the males most of the time unless it has something to do with BCT, but most of the time you can't even talk to the females. You're quiet most of the time. The only talking that really happens is in the bay, and that's before bed. So you're not going to feel attractive. You're not going to have tweezers. You're not going to have makeup. I know that some companies didn't allow their females to shave. My company did, but I heard of some females not being able to shave. So that's kind of weird too. Hairy armpits and whatnot. That's kind of gross. But anyway, you can receive packages. They'll go through it. You can't have scented stuff. Don't get scented stuff sent to you. So if you get shampoo, I think maybe, some of the stuff was scented, especially, like, they started getting lenient towards the end, but if it smells really delicious, just have them send something as plain as possible, like maybe Head and Shoulders. It has a scent to it, but it's really plain. Nothing fruity or girly or Axe, none of that stuff, because I know they did take that stuff away from people in my platoon. Also, some people would receive packages with candy and food in it. You're not allowed to eat during the day. Like, the only food you get is the defact food. So just tell everyone not to send you food because you're not going to get it. I remember I was writing letters every day when I was at basic, and I didn't hear from my family until 3 weeks later because I was far from home, and it took longer for my mail to get home because whenever I would receive a letter, I would look at the date on the letter because it would be stamped from the post office, and I'd receive the letter like five 5 to 7 days later. So it just depends on how far you live, how far you live from your BCT site, and that's just gonna depend on how often you get mail and how quick you get it. So I didn't get mail for the first 3 weeks. I sent out, I want to say, over 40 letters. I just kept writing them because you just, all the days begin to blend together, and you just want to tell everyone about everything in your family. I wanted to keep my mom updated. I think I wrote her about every day, and she wrote me every day. Like I said, the first 3 weeks I didn't receive anything, but after I started getting mail from, the first, the third week, it's just started coming in constantly. So just keep writing people, update them. It'll make you feel better. It'll get you through. As far as medication goes, sorry, I'm reading my list, but as far as medication goes, if you don't need it, it's not that big of a deal. Don't bring it up. Just, I mean, it sucks, but they want to see what you can handle. If you can live without taking your birth control females or, whatever medication that's unnecessary, that it's not going to make you die, just try to live without it. You'll be without it for the first couple weeks at least. Just try to push through. I mean, if you really need it, obviously, like, bring it up, bring it to them. You have to have a doctor's note too. They're going to take everything away from you. Like ibuprofen, you cannot have any of that stuff. Cough syrup, any of that. If you're sick, there's this place called Sick Call, and you are able to go to Sick Call. It sucks because you have to wake up earlier sometimes, and you have to go with a battle buddy if you're in white phase. If you're in red phase, you're going to get driven there. But white phase, you're allowed to walk there with a battle buddy. And sometimes it's an all-day thing, but you get the medication that you want, and you have to have a doctor's note, and they keep it locked away. So at the end of the night, you have to go on your personal time downstairs to take it, along with everyone else in the company that wants their medication. So it takes about 30 minutes, not even worth it to me. I'd rather just not take it if I were you, but that's up to you guys. If you really feel like you need the medication, then do it. I forgot to mention this. So in red phase, you go to this place called CIF, and they issue out the rucksack, your canteen, you get a sleeping bag, you get an LBV, you get, what else is there? Get a whole bunch of gear. Camelback, there's a camelback, so you have to wear that all the time. You get your iPro and all that other junk that you're going to be using throughout the cycle for like field stays and stuff. Yes, you stay in the field. It doesn't matter what your MOS is, you will be staying in the field. So you go to CIF and do that, which is kind of a pain in the butt because there was like 230 something in my company, and we had to wait in line for everyone to get through. It's really annoying. But if you comply with what the drill sergeants are telling you, everything should be done quickly. Okay, so Cadence. Red phase, we were not allowed to sing Cadence. The drill sergeants would march us so you march everywhere. You're gonna get sick of it. At first you're like, oh, this is cool, we're information, learning how to march. You think it's all official and stuff because you're marching, whatever. But it's really annoying because red phase, they're just like left, 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 right, left. Like that's all you hear. It's so boring. You can't sing nothing. And so week 4, when you go into white phase, you're allowed to sing. Well, at least we were allowed to sing. It depends on your company. I'm gonna keep saying this. It depends on your company, but white phase, we were allowed to start singing Cadence, and the only person that could call it would be a drill sergeant. But that's pretty fun because you get all into it and you get to march everywhere, and it makes things more fun because just listening to a drill sergeant say left, right, it gets boring. And believe it or not, there's people that don't know how to march. Like, people don't know how to swing their arms. They start swinging the same leg and the same arm at the same time, which that just doesn't work. Don't do it. Do not do it. The chow hall. So, like I mentioned before, you eat chow 3 times a day, no more, no less. Sometimes you'll be out in the field, you'll get MREs. So I don't know if you guys know what an MRE is. It's a meal ready to eat. I personally do not like them. They're full of calories, but if you're hungry enough, you're going to eat it. And actually, they make you eat there. They'll make sure you're eating well. You're always going to get fed well. And I suggest eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Your body needs to be healthy, completely healthy when you go, because you don't want to be sitting out and missing too much training, because then if that happens, you're just going to get chaptered out, you're going to get sent home, you're not going to complete your training, it's going to suck. You're there, you made it that far, just finish it out, just eat healthy, and you only have one body, so take care of it. If you're sick, go to sick call, no matter what they say. If they're like, well, don't go to sick call, you're going to miss this and that, they encourage you to go, but sometimes they're like, this is really important. If if, like, they try to say some training is really important, you need to go, but if you're hurting, go to sit call. I strongly advise it, because you don't want to hurt yourself even more. Because when you get to the end, and you have that 16K ruck march, you're not going to be able to make it through if you're not healthy. So the chow hall, you have to stand in line, and it sucks because we had to stand against each other. Like, seriously, someone would be right here and I'd be this close to their head. Like, you're just looking straight ahead, not talking, and you have to stagger the line. It sucks really bad, but you're not going to have much personal space, and as long as you know that ahead of time, you'll be okay with it. At first, I was really bothered by that, but you learn to just deal with it. Another thing is laundry. There's a laundry room in our bay. There was 6 washers, and I had to share it with 60 females. And the thing is, if you don't wash your clothes, watch it closely, someone will steal them. That's just how it works. That's how people are. Just don't be that person that steals someone's clothes. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's nasty. Why would you want to wear someone's nasty clothes anyway? Don't do it. It's gross. So just make sure you're keeping an eye on your laundry. Leave a note on the washer or dryer if it's your stuff. Hardin. Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. What's another thing? Okay, so yeah, when you're in white phase, you have less drill sergeants around. I'm not saying that you don't have them around at all, but you have less around. They give you a little bit more freedom. It's another thing. Like I said, you're allowed to battle buddy places. You don't need to be driven places in the back of a duty truck with your ACH on, which is your helmet. That was kind of annoying. That's what you have to do when you're in red phase. You have to ride in the back of a duty truck with your helmet on everywhere you go. So, yep, white phase, you don't have to do that. You have your 12K ruck march in white phase. I'm talking about white phase. Want to say hi to Hardin? Yeah. That's
Hey YouTube, how's it going?
Tell him about white phase. I'm talking about our 12K. What do you think of our 12K, Hardin?
12K was better than the last one. We got longer breaks on the 12K than we did on the 18K, was what we actually did instead of the 16K.
Yes, it was 18. But the 12K, I think the 12K sucked because we were marching out to FTX2, which is our one-night field stay. Was it a one-night?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a one-night field stay, yeah. But we were canceled on account of thunderstorms. As an IET soldier, if you were ever in a stormy environment, they have to bring you in. We
had a lot of tornado warnings, too.
Any thunder, if it's anywhere up to like 5 miles out, they have to bring you in. So yeah. We only stayed out there during the day for a little bit. We went out.
It was hot though. It was like I think it was the hottest day in Missouri.
It was very hot.
Yeah, and we rucked, like we brought a whole bunch of all of our stuff in our ruck because we needed our sleeping mat, our sleeping bag, more stuff than we usually carry in our ruck. So that kind of sucked.
We had all of our tents set up too, so we had to go back out the next day and tear everything down. We stayed out there for a while. But FTX2, we really didn't get a good experience out of it.
We had to make our tent out of our ponchos and a 550 cord and sleep on the bare ground. That was the plan. And the entire time you're supposed to be pulling security with your M4, just laying there in the prone position looking through the front side post.
And if you fall asleep, you get in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble, and it's really hard not to fall asleep.
But let me tell you what my battle buddy and I did.
My battle buddy and I
we did this. So you have to set up like it's not a foxhole. It's supposed to mock a foxhole, but
you set up a perimeter.
Yeah. So we had logs stacked up, and Miller and I were laying next to each other, and we're in the prone position, and I'm looking through what is it?
Front sight post?
It's not front though, is it?
Rear sight post?
The rear sight post. I was looking through it, and then I told Miller, I was like, "Hey Miller, cover me while I sleep." Like I was so.
My battle buddy did that for me too.
Yeah, because I think we woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get the ruck march out of the way because it was super hot. It's summertime and humid. So Miller and I would take turns looking out for each other, 20-minute napping, because we were supposed to stay up throughout the night because. I mean, weren't the drill sergeants supposed to attack us in the middle of the night?
Yeah, we were supposed to get ambushed.
Yeah.
But of course, since we didn't stay, we didn't get ambushed.
So I suggest you'll learn how to pull security and take advantage of that. If your battle buddy's laying next to you, tell them to watch really quick while you take a quick little nap. Just a quick little
And do the same thing for your battle buddy.
Do it. It helps. It'll get you through. Definitely.
White phase is better than red phase. Personally, white phase is probably my favorite. Because of the things that you do.
Yeah.
Blue phase,
there's not much of a difference between white and blue either.
There really isn't. Blue phase you actually do more in terms of like work because you're getting ready to get out of basic training. Blue phase is actually more stressful. You don't have as much downtime.
Yes. You have inspections by the colonel and other...
Yeah, we had to dress up in our dress uniforms, and they come and make sure everything's
in blue phase.
Straight.
In blue phase.
But white phase is probably my favorite. You get a little bit more freedom, and versus red phase and blue phase you may have the ability to have more time, free time to write letters or do whatever, but you don't ever really have that time because you're so busy doing other things. You're so busy getting ready to go on an FTX, or you're getting paperwork ready to go to your next duty station. Mm-hmm. You're always so busy, or they have you doing something until late at night. You don't have enough time to really sit down and write those letters or do anything else.
Yeah. And another thing is, I forgot to mention this about red phase also, and you're gonna hear it in white phase, but don't ask anything about graduation. Just don't do it, because what are they gonna tell you, Arden? What are they gonna say? Tell them.
Wait until we get there private.
That, or you're probably not even gonna graduate. Yeah, that's what they say. You're not even gonna graduate private, so why are you asking? You're like, oh, okay, fine.
We had several people that had issues with their dress blue uniform, which is what you graduate in, and they kept saying, don't worry about it, you're not gonna graduate anyways, don't worry about it. So you know, they didn't get it fixed till like a couple of days before graduation. Our drill sergeant's kind of busy throughout the whole time.
Remember what happened with Hanson? They told her she wasn't going to graduate.
We had a girl. Here's another thing. Get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings.
Don't be a baby. I'm serious. Like,
don't
I'm sensitive
cry.
sometimes, but you're basic. Soldier up.
We had a battle buddy that broke her weapon cleaning it. Now, mind you, the M4 is a weapon that maybe cost $2,000.
I love my M4. I named her Tabitha.
Mine was Mason, but it's a weapon that only costs about $2,000 put together, complete, brand new. It's not terribly expensive, but it is expensive. And she broke something internally on the weapon cleaning it.
I think it was in the bowl or something.
I can't remember what it was, but they told her. Oh, it was the spring, the buttstock spring, a spring that is about this long. And it's stainless steel, cheap metal. They told her that since she broke it, she was going to pay $3,000. She believed it. And she cried and bawled like a baby. And the drill sergeants preyed on her because she was vulnerable like that. And we had a reserve drill sergeant that actually had the heart to tell her, hey, suck it up. Nothing's going to happen to you. They can't hold you back, because they also told her on top of paying $3,000 she was not going to graduate. We were like 4 days away from graduation. Her family's from Michigan. I guess they already had plane tickets and all kinds of other things, and she was very distraught that her family was not going to get to see her graduate.
It was hilarious though. That's what I'm saying. Like, the drill sergeants will mess with you if they know it gets to you, and it's hilarious to all of us. So just don't. You want
to make your battle buddies laugh, screw up, or believe something very ridiculous, like you're gonna have to pay $3,000 for a stainless steel spring.
PNN, everyone. What is that?
Private News Network. It's all rumors. I heard so many things. I heard that Delta Company down the street from us, their basic training was only 7 weeks.
No, I was pissed. I heard that too. I was like, oh,
not true.
No.
It's not true. Everybody's basic training in the Army is 10 weeks long.
And I told them that they're going to stay in the field no matter what their MOS is. We're medical. Yes. We're staying in the field. We're supposed to have an FTX at the end of this. Our
budget cutbacks in the Army will probably prevent us from having FTX, but we were still issued gear.
We got our gear today, actually.
To prepare for FTX should we have to go. But budget cuts in the Army are probably going to prevent it.
Let's talk about the gas chamber. I forgot to mention that in red phase too. I'm kind of like talking about things
the gas chamber is a very, very simple process. A lot of people freak out about it.
Masks were cool. We used the new ones. It was an
MT80s or TA80s.
No, are you sure?
It was the TA80.
I thought it was like a 50 or something.
No, the TA50s I think were the old ones. Regardless, we had the newest
ones. Look it up. We don't know what it is.
The newest ones to the military. They're black.
You can drink your canteen through them.
Yeah, they have two canisters on the side. Very nice mask that seals around your face well. There's a spot in the back that was made for your bun, females, so your hair fit nicely around it.
Yes.
Which is good because you need a good seal on it. The day that we went to the gas chamber, we marched there. We rucked there.
You ruck everywhere.
If you're going into the field,
it's all close. It's all close.
Yeah, if you're going anywhere to a field environment, usually ruck there, and it's not bad. Rucking actually improves your run time quite a bit. So
it does, and towards the end, like when you get to your 18Ks, you'll feel like your ruck is so light because you've been doing it the entire time.
And
so
use, if you're allowed to, kind of off topic, if you're allowed to, use your kidney belt.
Yes.
The belt that goes around your waist.
We weren't allowed to until the 18K.
We were told we weren't allowed to because our drill sergeant, I think, wanted us to
suffer,
to exercise our shoulders more. But you are allowed to. It takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders, which for me was always the first thing to ache was my shoulders. But the gas chamber, we rucked there that morning, and it's a small room. I would say it's maybe a 20 by 20 room. Maybe it's a very small room. Inside of that room, there is another small sealed off room, so of course your drill sergeants can sit in there protected
and just
and
watch
laugh
you.
At you and watch you puke
through a window
and whatever else you do.
Through a window.
You walk into the gas chamber. You walk in a file. You have your gas mask already on because several people have already gone through, and there are gas particles in the room. And you walk in with it on. You have on your ACU, so you have your top, your bottom, your pants, all that
and
stuff.
immediately, like, my neck started burning. Like, my gas mask was on, but it burned your skin.
I'd been sweating, and I noticed that,
your
like,
pores are open.
Places that, like, my hands were exposed and had been sweating did burn. It's not a terrible burning sensation. It feels just like it's hot. It just feels hot.
Yeah.
But you walk in, and the first thing they ask you is, do you smell gas? Are you being affected by it? Because if you are, they take you out, and they make sure your mask is fitting properly.
Yeah.
The point of the exercise is to get you to trust your equipment.
That it works.
It is really not to expose you to the gas in itself. They do that too, so you know what it's like when you're affected by the gas. But it is to get you to trust and believe in your equipment. Mm-hmm. Now, the gas mask,
and also to learn how to use your gas mask in case you're in that situation.
To don it, to take it off, the proper procedures for that. Our gas mask, I think they protected up to like 2 microbes, which is very, very, very small. There are other gases more dangerous than the gas that we did in the gas chamber, which was riot gas, CS gas, that it protects against. So if it protects against something like CS gas, which is 2 microbes, it'll protect against something heavier, such as 1.5 microbe, things that are very small that you would normally need like a hazmat suit for. So our masks are top of the line, and they're very trustworthy. They had you do some exercises, get you breathing heavy, try to show you that if you did push-ups, if you did jumping jacks, whatever you did, your mask was going to...
Military has the best gear. We're always prepared.
After doing that, they have you take off your mask. So you pull off your mask, and they have you state your name and maybe a couple other things they want to be mean, because drill sergeants are the ones conducting the exercise.
I remember I pulled my mask off, and they tell you not to open your eyes, but you don't listen to a lot of privates don't listen to directions. I kept my eyes closed, and I was breathing, but the thing is, if you hold your breath, you're going to eventually end up taking a big gasp, and you're going to breathe it in, and you're going to choke. So I was closing my eyes, and I was breathing really slowly, and the drill sergeant was like, Kane, are you breathing? Are you breathing? And I was shaking my head. I was breathing, but I just didn't want to talk. And then finally he's like, I can't hear you, you need to talk. And I was like, yes, Sergeant. And he's like, okay, put your mask back on. So just make sure that you keep your eyes closed and breathe slowly. And don't drink milk that morning. They all try to make you drink milk.
It's because they want to see you puke.
Yeah, it'll cause you to be all phlegmy, and like phlegm builds up, right? Is it phlegm?
Yes, it is phlegm.
So just don't drink milk either, even if they tell you to.
Once they have you put your mask back on, you clear it. So you push out the air. You go.
You hold the side.
No, you push it out first. You blow all the air out, and then you put your hands on the side.
Oh, yeah, and then you suck in.
And you suck in, and it puts a seal back on your face, so you have a nice tight seal around the edges, and no gas gets in. And they let you calm down, because even for those few seconds you have it off, you cough quite a bit, and you're irritated by it. It irritates
I wasn't
your
coughing,
eyes.
but some people are more sensitive.
Yeah, it irritates your mouth. So they let you calm down a little bit, get your breath, and then they have you take it off.
This is the fun part.
They have you take it off.
Really.
And until everyone has it off in the air in their hand.
And some people won't. Some people will chicken out and not pull it off.
And everybody does it. Everybody else in there takes theirs off, and you're waiting on that one guy. So some people will suffer longer than others. They have you take it off, hold it above your head. We had to say the Soldier's Creed, and as soon as we finished saying the Soldier's Creed, they opened the door, and we ran out into the fresh air.
I was choking. I'm not going to lie, I was choking. It's not the worst thing. I was not scared prior to going in. Just if you know what you're getting yourself into, you should not, it's not scary. There's been so many people that have done it before. You have to keep that in mind, and you will get through it.
There are several people that would do it again, just because, first of all, it doesn't last very long. As soon as you hit fresh air, and you start breathing in fresh, clean air, you automatically, the symptoms start to reduce greatly.
They do. But honestly, I wanted to throw up. I'm not kidding. Like, I was coughing when I was in there. I was choking. I opened my eyes during the Soldier's Creed, but just try to breathe slowly. That's my best advice.
We had several people, not in my group, several people threw up. It does happen. It does. I mean, if you get worked up enough, if you get to where you're coughing enough, if you don't stay calm, the CS gas itself will not make you vomit. It is the things that you do after being exposed to the CS gas, like freaking out or
how you handle it,
coughing excessively, things like that will make you throw up. But the CS gas itself is not a vomit inducer. So
especially if you're a smoker. I smoked 2 years before basic. I don't smoke anymore. But if you're a smoker, I suggest you try to quit. I quit the night I left to
So you're going on
basic.
what, 4 months? 4 months no cigarettes?
Yes.
So give it up for Kane. She's been without cigarettes for 4 months, and it's a very hard thing to quit.
It is hard, but you know, I did it. I haven't thought about it. So if you're a smoker, it's probably gonna be harder for you because you're gonna be coughing up your lungs. That's probably why I almost threw up and I was choking in there. Hardin, you handled it better than that, right? Because I was like,
and believe me, it's very rare. I don't remember the statistics on it, but CS gas doesn't affect everyone. There was a guy in my group that was immune to it. He was breathing normally. They had him doing extra things, trying to get him agitated to get a reaction out of him, and it didn't bother him at all. There are some people that it just doesn't bother them. Their lungs are tough. I don't know what it is, but there's some people that are okay with it, and if that's you, you're lucky, but it's probably not because the statistics are really low on it. But the gas chamber is okay. If you have a cold before going in the gas chamber,
it's over. Right up. Yeah.
It's over.
Mine was gone. My sinuses. Oh, that's another thing. You're gonna get sick during basic. Hardin was really sick for a while. Remember, I was too. I was on bed rest.
Voice, yeah.
I was on bed rest.
Because it's a new environment and you're around
so many people
from
in one room
all over the world, and people are very unhygienic
people
at first.
Cough and not cover their mouth.
People sneeze.
Seriously,
people
that was my
biggest
pet peeve. Like when someone would cough in formation and not cover their freaking. I don't care if you're at attention. I don't care if you get yelled at for moving. Don't be that private.
Don't cough in your hands. Someone. Cough into your elbow.
Yes, don't cough on someone, please. None of us want to get sick. It's disgusting. We don't want your germs.
Our drill sergeants called it the yaya.
It's
which
disgusting.
Is just getting any kind of illness, and usually, you know, everybody will get it. Everybody will get some type of illness.
Eat your oranges in the chow hall, please. Eat your oranges.
Get up on your vitamin C. Yeah, I had a laryngitis, rhinitis, and
I had a respiratory infection.
Yeah, you're
gonna get nasty stuff.
You will get it. The good news is the CTMC.
I talked about that already.
Is a good facility. Sick call is a very good thing. Do go to sick call if you're sick.
That's what I said.
Do go to sick call if you're sick.
Because the thing is, if you drag it on, you're just gonna be an unhealthy soldier, and you cannot finish your training.
You definitely go to sick call for us was open on Saturdays. You normally don't do hardly any training on Saturdays. Go to sick call if you're sick. Get the treatment you need, or else you're gonna get your battle buddies sick. You're gonna make them miss training. They're just gonna spread it. It'll come back around. Go to sick call if you're sick. Go to sick call if you're injured.
Just don't
take care of yourself. We heard stories of people that like week 6 or 7 broke something in their foot, stuck it out until like final day, family day, day before graduation, and then they finally went to sick call, found out they had something broken, and they had to stay.
Yep. You can't ship if you're broken. So
you can't ship if you have a profile either.
Get it fixed.
The soonest time you know that you're sick or injured, go get fixed. That way somebody can help you, and you're not being held back.
A couple more things I want to talk about before we close. I want to talk about the M4. You have to carry that thing everywhere. We mentioned in the last video. In the chow hall,
weapon, though.
You have a sling. You have to put the sling in your foot. If you're sitting in a lecture hall, put the sling around your foot and sit at attention. Don't ever let your M4 be out of your sight. It always has to be an arm's length away. Also, you sleep with your M4 tucked between the head of your bed and your mattress. If a drill sergeant takes it in the middle of the night when they do their checks, then you're going to owe them an essay or some other kind of extra duty that you
takes away your time,
your personal time. So just do the right thing.
The M4 is a great weapon, though. The weapons that we had before the M4s, or that our duty station had, was the M16. And the M16 does not have a collapsible stock. The M4 is actually a weapon that can be tailored to any soldier. Size-wise, you can make it fit your body. The M16, however, the way it is the way it is. You can't make it fit your shorter arms, your longer arms. It is how it is. The M4 is truly a good weapon. I never had any issues with mine.
You'll go to range a lot, too.
You will. And white phase is where you get all of your range out. White phase is mainly nothing but shooting.
It goes by fast because you're in the range every day,
you go somewhere every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays. I think there was like 1 or 2 exercises we may have had just because the time fit better, or maybe it's been a cooler day.
You'll get good practice on it. You will. I'm confident in it. Like, I am so confident to shoot my M4 now. Before, I was skeptical of guns, but
the first couple of shots that you fire on the M4, I will tell you, if you're not used to an automatic or rifle or assault rifle, they are different. It's for some people it was pretty scary. Some people dropped their weapons. People didn't want to ever shoot it again. But I mean, the good news is you learn how to shoot it very confidently. You learn how to use it in all kinds of environments. You learn how in blue phase. You learn how to use it in an urban environment. So, like, you learn how to break into homes.
We're going to talk about that later. Don't talk about
okay. I won't spoil that. But you do learn how to efficiently use your weapon in white phase and continuing on into blue phase.
You learn, like, tactics in blue phase. And, like, white phase is more, like, just how to do it. How to shoot.
Basic riflemanship. You do advanced riflemanship in blue phase.
Yeah. And church. I already mentioned you can go to church. There's a whole bunch of different services offered.
You should go to church.
Go to church. It helps you get through. Oh, Sadler, say hi. We're making a video for people. This is my other battle buddy, Sadler. Say hi, Sadler.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Going to my room. I don't feel good.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need anything, let me know. I'll take care of you.
Yes, you will. Love y'all.
Love you. Another thing is, when white phase comes, you'll get a PG and 4 squad leaders, and we had a really good PG. What they do is they'll hire you and then they'll fire you if you screw up once. But our PG Long, he was PG for, I want to say
6 weeks?
Most of it. Yeah, he
5
was.
Weeks?
No, because we started in the 4th week.
There's
so
3 weeks in blue phase.
I want to say he was
throughout blue phase.
Yeah,
he was at least 6 weeks.
A long time. He was a really good PG, and then also squad leaders. They'll fire you if you screw up, and you just it's always about accountability, just knowing where people are.
You have good ones and you have bad ones.
You do. And the thing is, let me just tell you guys this right now, and I'm not trying to brag, but I was a squad leader, and you just have to make sure that you always do the right thing, because it's really too easy. Just do the right thing, because you don't want someone being your leader that doesn't do the right thing. I know I don't. Like, I would not respect, for an example, I respect Harden completely, but if Harden always did the wrong thing and then tried to take charge of me, I'd be like, you do the right or the wrong thing every day. Why am I going to listen to you? That just doesn't make sense. So just do the right thing. So if you're put in that leadership position, people will respect you. Because that's how you get respect, is by doing the right thing.
They will walk all over you and do whatever the hell they want.
Will. We had a couple people be in charge of us that didn't do the right thing, and I just don't respect people like that. You know, I really don't. Unless they're higher than me, you know, you're going to listen to them. But if it's someone that's lower than me or at the same rank and they don't do the right thing, I mean, I probably would listen, but I wouldn't be very happy about it. So
make sure if you do get to pick these people, you don't pick them because they're cool or they're nice.
It's not about a popularity contest. It's really not.
It's not a popularity contest.
It's about someone that knows what they're doing. Someone that knows what they're doing. Also, when someone tries to square you away and correct you,
take it.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad. That's. I had a hard time with that at first. Someone would be like, "Oh, cover down, like move down in formation," and I'm like, "I know, like stop telling me what to do." But you learn to look out for each other. Like you know, a lot of my battle buddies here, they know more about me than, you know, a lot of my friends back home that I've spent years with. You just learn to become close with your battle buddies because you're all each other has right now. And I mean,
once you see somebody naked in the shower for like 3 months in a row, it's you open up. You have no privacy. You learn to just go with it. We hardly close the bathroom door in our room. It's just the two of us. Of course, we went to basic training together, so we had to shower together anyways. We're both females. You get to where that thing is not really a big deal. You get to where you guys share so much that the little things that you probably would have worried about in the civilian world, like
Doesn't matter.
like, oh my gosh, is our laundry mixed, or oh my gosh,
That's funny you said that, because I used to care about that. But yeah, Hart and I wash our laundry together, and we both wear small PTs, so
who
whatever.
cares? We all need clothes. It's
whatever.
You get
as long as she has the right amount and I have my right amount,
that's all that matters. It's all that matters.
Whatever. Oh, also, put your name on your clothes, though.
Everything. People steal things all the time.
I tried telling them that. I said, people will steal your laundry out of the laundry room.
Sit in there with your laundry.
It sucks because you have to do that on your own time. Sometimes you have to stay up throughout the night, get up once in a while, you know.
On ACG if they
and you don't have an alarm clock, so set your watch. Try to get a watch that you can hear. I became used to this one, so I couldn't hear it after a while. But there's people that are pulling ACG shift, and just make a note to them, like, hey, whoever's, you know, you can see the list, so-and-so, if you're on at this time, please wake me up during your shift,
Just a couple of days ago, we got up at 4:46, and we had to be at formation at 4:50. It wouldn't have been for our battle buddies knocking on our door on our way out.
We were almost late
Make sure
for
you have a good
formation.
alarm clock, because I slept through mine,
I slept through my alarm clock, and
happens.
well, there's this, our battle buddy, Sadler, the one that just came in, she happens to bang on everyone's door before she walks down to formation.
Make sure everybody's up and out. And
I looked at my freaking clock. Oh my gosh, I freaked out. So we had like seriously 2 minutes to be downstairs.
Make our beds, kind of get our room straight, make sure all of our clothes
throw
are
your
on.
hair up. I didn't have time to brush my teeth. I mean, I did
either.
after PT, but before PT,
I wore retainers. I took my retainers out.
Just wet.
But I didn't have enough time to brush my teeth. When it comes between an Article 15 and being completely clean in the morning, I'd rather be dirty.
Seriously though.
Try to keep your nose clean too. That's a big thing. If you take anything from this, always do the right thing.
It's too, like, it really is too easy. It's so easy to just do the right thing. Like, who cares if everyone thinks you're a goody good or this and that? Who cares?
I will admit that there was a lot of things I didn't do right, but one thing I have learned in the Army that if you're doing the wrong thing, do it quick. If you're doing the wrong thing, do it quick.
And if you want to do something, don't do it, because chances are it's wrong.
And if you're doing something wrong, don't tell a whole lot of people, because no matter how much you think you can trust somebody, they will inevitably tell on you trying to be that goody good, and just...
And don't be that person that tells, because it never gets you anywhere.
We had a guy on our last walk, our last rock march. He took the bolt and bolt carrier group out of his weapon to make it lighter, which, granted, it does make it a lot
smart, but dumb at the same time, because he told someone.
He told somebody that he did. He told a battle buddy with confidence that they would keep it a secret, and
that person went straight to first sergeant
and told the first sergeant. I think he told the first sergeant, you know, just trying to be funny or something. You know why. Who knows?
But no, we know why, because it's him that told. Like, we know who it is, and that's.
But anyways, he didn't. The man that took his bolt out did not really get in a whole lot of trouble. The guy that actually told on him got in trouble. Yeah, by the drill sergeant. Like, why? He told on a battle buddy.
Exactly. You don't do that. That's your battle buddy. Don't tell on them.
But I mean, you know, the moral of the story is just do the right thing. Try to do the right thing. Always try to do the right thing.
Unless someone's being hurt. Don't say anything. It doesn't matter.
If something is really wrong, there's a difference. Many of you may have heard this in kindergarten. There's a difference between reporting and tattletelling. Know the difference. Know the difference between helping a battle buddy out because they may have something going on. They may be taking ammo, for example, or you know, maybe they don't shower. You know, just for any reason. Maybe they're struggling, or they're just not doing things they're supposed to be doing that are important. Like maybe they're falling asleep on ACG. You know, obviously
don't do that either.
Obviously, you would probably go to them. Always go to your battle buddy first and try to square them away.
And that's another thing. Yeah, tell them first. Talk to them first. You're right.
And then, you know, if the problem persists and it's a problem that is hazardous to them or your platoon or anyone else, it's definitely not tattletelling. When it gets to that point, it's reporting, and it is very important to help your battle buddy out and to help out the rest of your platoon.
Just like if someone's stealing from the DFAC, honestly, if it had nothing to do with me, I didn't say anything.
If it's not hurting you or it's not going to hurt anybody,
who cares?
They will eventually get caught. They will eventually get caught.
Just act like you don't see it. If someone's like, oh, this person did this and that, who cares? I've never had anything to say about what anyone else was doing. I was so worried about myself, I didn't give a dang what anyone else was doing.
I had several people around me that put their... You're supposed to have your weapon with you everywhere, except for in the latrine. And when it would come time for shower time, Everybody
You have
wants
to have
somebody
some-
to watch
you have
their
to-
weapon.
yeah,
and of course,
exactly.
everybody
It
wants
sucks.
to shower because we've all been dirty all
Short,
day.
you have small personal time you want to get in the shower and get it done.
And there's several people that would put their weapon in their locker and
Mhm.
lock it, and just this, you know, their wall locker was their battle buddy.
Don't let a drill sergeant see you
And you're
doing
not
that.
supposed to do that. Thankfully, nobody
I
in our
never did
platoon
it.
got
I
caught.
never
Nobody
did
got caught. But several people did it, and if they would have been caught, it would have been a very, very, very bad thing.
Mhm. That's an example. I've seen people do it. She saw people do it. We just didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything
Because the
about
thing is, if you tell, you're probably going to get in trouble too.
And not just
You're
that,
gonna all get
but
punished
they
together.
punish your platoon. They never do individual punishment. I never saw individual punishment. I
Mm-mm.
never saw individual punishment.
Never. Some
If-
females were changing in the bay. You're not supposed to change in there. Only the latrine.
But if
we
you,
all got in trouble for
because
it.
somebody tried to get somebody in trouble.
Someone decided to tell. It's like, no, you're not only telling on that person, you're telling on yourself and everyone else.
Because you're accountable. You were there. Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you stop them?
Mhm.
The moral of the story is don't tell on your battle buddies. Always do the right thing.
Help each other out. Just be there for each other.
Help each other out. You know.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna close on that. We have accountability soon, and I'm tired, and I need to eat still.
We need to study.
Hungry.
Oh, yes, she has a frozen.
I'm going
burrito.
unhealthy today, so we will update you guys later. We started class today, like I mentioned in the beginning, so probably won't be updating you as much. But if you have any questions, just leave the comments, and I will respond.
We'll have to respond with a video explanation sometime. Leave good
Yes,
questions.
leave good questions, and we
we'll
will
do a
answer
video
them.
response. Please leave lots of questions, good questions. No question's a stupid question unless I don't say that. In confidence, I'm sure a lot of you could ask stupid questions. Please keep them to a minimum unless they'd be humorous or otherwise would brighten our days.
Yeah. So
But if you're gonna ask about like what kind of underwear we wore or something like that, you'll find out on your own.
okay, take care, YouTube. Bye.